All right, so let's take a look at how our option selling only account has done over the last 3 weeks. If you want to see episode 1, make sure you guys check out this video linked in the upper right-hand corner. You can see right now our account is currently sitting at $85.5 thousand. If you look at the monthly chart, it's kind of fluctuating between our high of 86 and now at 85.5. If you look at the monthly return, we are tracking around 3.16% to the 3% of S&P 500. So we're basically flat for the last month or so. But if you look at the year to date, this is where we really shine, 25.5% versus 10%. So we're up around 15% overall year to date. But we're really just using the same put selling principles that we laid out in the masterclass. That I'll also link in the upper right hand corner right here. So make sure you guys check that out and then come back to this video. The last time we did an update was around 3 weeks ago. So we'll do a little bit of a summary of the changes that has gone through this account. We have a couple of new options in here that we've sold. Figma is one of them that we'll talk in detail today because I want to give you guys an understanding of why we're selling Figma. We rolled our IoT, our Samsara. NYSE is a new position. We had one NVIDIA expire and I rolled out our NVIDIAs to 165 and 160. All in all, we've collected a total of $1,871 over the last 3 weeks, which leads our total credit collected to be close to around $7,598 year to date. This is the breakdown of our current gains. Credit, like I said, is around $7,600. Stocks that we got assigned on, which is 200 shares of TSMC, is up $11,000, which accounts for around 59% of our total gains. And then around $700 of unrealized gains is from the stocks that we purchased using half of the money from the credit that we've collected. Again, check out that masterclass for more details into the strategy. Now, I really want to focus our attention on this Figma put. This one Figma put, I collected $890 on this one put, which is around a 11 to 12% return on capital. Figma is an IPO stock. Volatility is off the charts, right? And so we can get a lot of premium off of that. But what the cool part about this is because we collected around $900, we're basically reducing our cost basis by $9 a share. So our Figma puts at $75. We are basically going to buy Figma at $66 if it were to ever drop below $75. This is a great understanding of how volatility that we talked about in the masterclass. We don't talk about small caps in the masterclass, but we do talk about volatility can help us acquire stocks at much cheaper prices. Like the title of this video, we're going to take a deep dive into Figma's business as well as valuation. Let's take a step back and remember the philosophy behind why we sell puts the way we do, which is that it is ultimately a stock acquisition strategy. We are looking to buy great companies at fair prices. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to determine if Figma is a great business that we want to own and if the current valuation is a fair enough price for us to get into. Let's start with the very, very basics. What is Figma? Figma is a design software platform that allows you to create applications, web pages, landing pages, marketing material, all within the same platform. You go from idea to execution, all within Figma. A little bit of a story. I used Figma extensively with my team back when I was working corporate. And even now, running a YouTube channel and some of my small businesses, Figma is my design platform of choice. And Figma has some great brands and logos that they work with, like Netflix, Duolingo, Stripe, that all use Figma as their primary design platform. Now, this leads us to the next question. How does Figma actually make money? Figma is a software as a service, a SaaS company, and they sell different types of plans to us as customers. They have starter plans, professional plans, enterprise plans. They all cost different amount of money and they provide different features. And so a normal funnel could very well be, you start with a starter kit like we do as a small business, and then eventually as you scale up, you go to the enterprise plan, which can cost you up to $90 a month per user, which is how most SaaS business works, is that they want to sell you a subscription that you ultimately don't cancel. Over the last couple of years, since inception, Figma has exponentially grown their revenue from $0 to $400 million in 2024. By the time of IPO, They are now at an $821 million last 12 months in revenue. They have a 46% year-over-year revenue growth, which is amazing, and an 18% non-GAAP operating margin. They have a 91% gross margin because they're a SaaS product, and we'll talk more about this later on. And one of the most important things we want to talk about here is the 132% net dollar retention that they're stating here in their S1. One of the most important things about SaaS businesses is if they are able to acquire and keep customers. There's something called customer acquisition cost, or CAC. This is basically your marketing spend, advertisements on, like, for example, Super Bowl commercials, and having a sales team to go out and reach out to customers to try and get them to buy your product. This is hopefully a one-time cost. Once the customer signs on to your software platform, you will then start making revenue or profit. And as long as they are, quote unquote, retained, you will continue to get money each and every single month or year without spending an additional dime. That's how Netflix makes money. So one of the most important metrics to track is retention, or the inverse, which is churn, which is customers that leave. Important part of Figma's business is how well they retain their customers. What this net dollar retention value means is that not only are customers staying, they are also starting to spend more and more money on the platform, which means that they are either upgrading to different plans or they are acquiring or spending more money to use new products. And you can see even over the last couple years, this net dollar retention has stayed relatively high. The worst case scenario is where you spend the customer acquisition cost and the customer leaves. And then I have to spend more money to go acquire customers to replace that lost revenue. And so this is why net dollar retention is really that important. Now, the next thing that's really important is their breakdown of customers. The larger customers are usually the more important one, what we call enterprise customers. Why? Because they are usually the customers with higher switching costs. It means the product is more sticky. If I wanted to switch to a different software, it's really easy for me to do that because my file sizes are really, really small and I don't have to train that many people. But if I was a company like Microsoft or Netflix, and I have tens of thousands of employees and millions of files, and everything was built on Figma, then it's very difficult for me to switch from Figma to, for example, Adobe XD. This is what we call high switching costs. And the bigger the company, the harder it is to displace an existing product. So if you take a look at this paid customers with $100,000 or more in annual recurring revenue, you can see that they are growing this segment extremely fast, almost doubling, more than doubling within a span of 2 years. And this is a really important metric for everyone to take a look at because this is how you retain customers in the long run. Another segment is maybe the mid-market segment, something that's a little bit smaller, but still spends a lot of money. And you can also see that this cohort is growing at a really fast pace as well. Now we know that Figma is growing their top line revenue like crazy. So let's take a look at the margins. And for software subscription businesses, their gross product margin is usually relatively high because the cost of revenue is basically just like server costs and like a couple other things. And Figma's no different. They have a 91% gross margin. But what's even more impressive is kind of what I was alluding to earlier. They don't have to spend that much money on customer acquisition costs, such as sales and marketing. Top line revenue grew by 46% year over year, but sales and marketing only grew by 24% in that same time frame. They are able to keep their costs low, which demonstrates the retention value and economies of scale, which leads to an increase in operating margin from 7% last quarter to 17% this quarter. And that translates to an actual net income. So from a business perspective, Figma is a great company that is operating at a really high level. You also got to talk a little bit about future growth, right? Figma is in the design software business and they're by far the dominant player in the field. And this is a growing market. And then going into the future, right, Figma will continue to add more products. And in the latest, they're including more generative AI products into their field that will make their product even stickier and even more valuable. So all in all, potentially based off of what we've seen from their S1, I'm fairly confident that based off of their business execution and stickiness of their product, that the revenue growth will continue to grow exponentially faster than others. And if you look at some comparisons versus revenue growth of similarly sized and companies in the same field, you can see Figma is by far one of the best players in this field. Which leads us to valuation. And as you can tell from the stock chart, IPO'd at 30, started at 70, went all the way up to 100 something, and now it's back down to like 70. If you look at a very typical valuation metric used for small cap or medium sized companies that don't generate much profit, it's price to sales. Figma at 130 is priced astronomically high, right? That price to sales is close to 75 or 80. At 75, it's more at 40, and at 65, which is what we would be getting it at if we were getting assigned at $75 a share, is closer to 35. A good benchmark for SaaS companies usually is around the 10 to 20 range, so you can kind of tell Figma is extremely high, and that's why they IPO'd at $30, which gives them a 20 times multiple. Which ultimately means that Figma right now, priced at 75, is priced for perfection. Not gonna lie. What we learn is that great businesses usually don't fall to great prices. Great businesses fall to fair prices. And so to me, at a $65 a share, Figma is relatively okay considering the growth potential in the future and the robustness of their current customer base. And so this is exactly why we do not sell options, or we don't buy stocks when it's at all-time highs, right? At 135 or 140, we wait for it to retrace back to a certain level, and then we sell it. And then we will also add in the technical side, right? IPO'd at around $80. And so Figma is currently at its all-time low, and at least in terms of the public market. And so we waited for Figma to retrace back to what we could call an area of support, maybe because it's still relatively young. And we decided to sell a put relatively aggressively so that we can get as much premium as possible and to lower that cost basis. So let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comment section below about Figma. This is the first time we've done a company analysis like this, so if you guys learned something, please do consider liking and subscribing. And I'm filming in a brand new office today. I hope you guys like it. Regina did a great job on this, and if you guys ever want interior design help, I'll link her information down below. She's great. Check her out. Okay, so let's get to the last part of the video, which is the rest of our options. We'll go through that real briefly. So you can see right here, right, we have a couple of options that are expiring really, really soon. NYSE is one of them. It is expiring in about a week and a half. 73 put, NYSE is currently at 72.3, so we're currently in the money. So this one, at the latest, I'll probably roll out on next Monday. But if you were to roll this one option out, our goal here is again to make sure that we can get around 1.5% a month. So because we're currently at August 22nd, and today is August 13th, let's try to roll it out to maybe August 12th. So September 12th, which is around a 2-week roll, right? Maybe a 3-week roll. If you choose the same strike price, you can see 1.2% roll for this one option. And that is actually a pretty decent roll. If we did one additional week, and we're at 72.5, to keep things simple, this is a 1-month rollout. We're at $79, and that's around a 1%. For a drop in strike price. This is also okay as well, right? You can do either one because we're trying to target again 1.5% to 2% a month. And so this will actually be okay. I'll probably choose the September 12th one just because that gives me a little bit more credit. I don't necessarily need to roll it down because I think NYSE at $73 is a relatively good buy. So that is what it is. Now let's take a look at IoT, Samsara. Samsara is in the money, deeply in the money, right? It's at $41, Samsara's at $33. It's down around 20%. If you guys didn't check out my previous video, I used to work in this industry, which is vehicle telematics software providers. So I know this space really well, and I think IoT is going to do really well. I want to make a different video about this at some point. But just to show you guys just the principle, right? If we want to roll this out by, for example, maybe another week, another 2 weeks, and let's say we keep it at the same strike price, we'll get around $20 for a 2-week rollout. That's around 0.5% for 2 weeks or 1% a week, slightly less than that. We won't roll that out because we're not getting enough money, right? The reason for that is because the money would be better spent in just buying the S&P 500. So this is not something that we want to do. We'll just let it get assigned. Before we get to Figma, let's talk about our NVIDIA put. We keep rolling out. So the first rollout, we rolled From 140 to 160, collected $274. And then from 160 to 165, collected another $282. And this is the one that we have right now. It's currently up 3%, expiring in about 4 weeks. And so we'll see what happens with NVIDIA, especially with their earnings coming up, again, relatively soon. And that about wraps up this account update. If you guys liked the video, learned a little bit something about Figma, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. And if you guys want to keep up with this account's progress, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Figma is going to be a very wild ride. It'll be fun to see how it pans out. Keep you guys updated. I'll also link in the end screen episode 1 right here if you guys missed it, and the put selling strategy that I referenced in this video that allowed me to retire early after 10 years in corporate. And until next time, stay safe in the market. Peace.